Well, hello everyone, it's your girl Yolanda L. Robinson, and I am at the Chamber of Commerce gathering today for small businesses. We're at the Lighthouse, Trenton, New Jersey, so it's still time for y'all to get here. They have local vendors, restaurants, the new football team that's coming to town. So if you're a new business, you probably need to be here to learn about your business, all right? It's your girl Yolanda L. Robinson. So let y'all see what's going on right here, right now. We have Mr. John Harmon up now.
And now they have one of the best baseball franchises in the country. So we're hoping the same thing for our football team. And so, but in order for that to happen, we're going to need each and every one of you to participate. One other thing, and then I'm going to ask Ms. Rogers to come forward. Now, tonight's event is free. Food, networking, relationship building. But on December 7th, we're going to have our annual year-end reception. And what is that all about? It's an opportunity to network, have some great food, but also hear a presentation from Nielsen. Many of you may have heard of Nielsen ratings. But each year for us, they give us a summary of what African American consumers spend across USA every year. It's about $1.2, $1.3 trillion, and they actually break that down so you'll know exactly where our dollars are going, what areas, be it travel, tourism, be it entertainment, be it the types of vehicles or personal products you might buy. They can get right down in that kind of fine detail. In addition, we're going to have Horizon Blue Cross and Blue Shield there, talking about some of the chronic diseases that plague our communities and some of the things that they're doing to address them. And so we're going to kick it off with networking, with high tops, food, and cocktails. Then we're going to have this brief presentation from those two groups, and then back with dessert, networking, and some more cocktails. And then you go home, right? We'll stay at the hotel. But that's going to be on December 7th at the Crown Plaza, Princeton. It's in Plainsboro. Information is on the back. We would love for you all to try to find a way to be there, to take part in this event. It's a lot of great information. There's some great people there. And it's all about relationships. And the last thing I'll say is that the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey is committed to your success. We have been in existence now a little over 10 years, working throughout the state of New Jersey to connect our members to resources, opportunities, and information that's going to contribute to your success. Last night, New Jersey elected a new governor. Last year, we elected, not just specifically, but America elected a new president. And so the challenge is, here in New Jersey, how do we collectively get what some of you voted for? And I don't know what that was, but if Mr. Murphy's become the governor, somebody voted for him with an expectation that he's going to do something different from what we have been experiencing in the last 8 years. But if we don't engage ourselves and clearly articulate what we are desiring to get from that relationship or from this new administration, nothing's going to happen. So we work we'll be working with this administration, we'll work with the last administration with the hope to bridge that conversation and derive value. So with that said, Ms. Diana Rogers from the city of Trenton. Give her a hand.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to first thank John and the African American Chamber and one of his new employees back here at Asia for this opportunity just to come and to speak to you very quickly. The city of Trenton, as John said, the city of Trenton, we partnerships like partnerships with the African American Chamber is important because we recognize in the city of Trenton, we are a city that is supported by small business. And with that, we want to ensure that existing businesses and new businesses have the necessary resources in order to grow and to expand. As businesses grow and expand, it supports the city in that they generally hire local residents. And so we want to do and be able to provide all that we can in order to support businesses. But what that means for the city is that we don't actually do that ourselves. We partner with individuals and organizations that provide those necessary services. And so, as John was saying, it's really important for businesses to network and connect with organizations and agencies that can assist them in getting that help. And so it's important for us to partner with organizations like the African American Chamber because we know that developers, we know that investors are going to be coming into the city and wanting to do work in the city. And we want to make sure that local businesses have an opportunity to be a part of the revitalization and what is going on in the city. As John said, we know in the city that there have been ebbs and flows, and there have been things that people have been waiting for a long time. But John knows because he's been sitting at some of the tables, some of the conversations that are happening and the interest in the city. We're now positioned in the city in a very different way than we have in the past. Just today we talked about our submission for the Amazon headquarters. And while there are 218, I believe, applications that were submitted to Amazon for their headquarters locations, no one thought, Trenton submitted an application to Amazon to have their second headquarters located in Trenton. So for some people that was just out of the question, but we said why not? So we are repositioning the city to be able to take advantage of opportunities like that, not just with Amazon, but with other large companies to consider the city of Trenton as a place to locate, as a place to open up their offices. And with that, there's opportunity for small businesses to connect with some of those companies and the suppliers and things of that nature. And so we just want to, again, thank the Chamber. We're going to be partnering with the Chamber, working with businesses to get them in to the city. We do have some incentives and some initiatives that we're working with right now with the state that, if you're a business and you're looking for a brick-and-mortar storefront, right now we have some opportunities on the side of get some lease down incentives, opportunities to go out with other businesses if you locate in certain areas of the city, particularly downtown right now. But again, I thank you, and I hope you are able to take advantage and learn a lot this evening from what we offer. Thank you.
No, there's a lot of exciting things going on. As you said, the application was submitted for Amazon. That's a big project. Governor Christie has put about $5 billion of incentives on the table, and that's a lot to get someone's attention. So, our first group that's going to come up, give a short overview, is SCORE. So, Kathy. Please take note of the resources that are available. All you.
Hi. My name is Kathy Neely, and I've been a member of the African American Chamber of Commerce for approximately 5 years now. And, thank you. And it's been very good for my business also because they've been very supportive of me. I've been on a radio show before, and I've been to a lot of networking meetings where I've met great people like yourself. I am here for actually 2 reasons. The first being that I am a volunteer for SCORE, and been known as some place for retired executives. Yeah, they don't want to be in a rocking chair. They want to help out people. But right now we have probably 10,000 volunteers across the country. Not all of us are retired. Many of us have our own business, and I have a laundromat on the Trenton Hamilton border, Spin Doctor Laundromat, and I've used that experience to help the clients that I meet with. Out of the Princeton chapter, we have both Middlesex and Mercer County where we help out and we give one-on-one free sessions. We have half-day sessions about how to put a business plan together, how to grow your business, how to start a business. And if we don't personally know the answer, we have a whole roster of people we can call up and say, does anyone know about restaurants or retail stores or doing baby clothes, whatever. I've heard just early, great idea. And do you want to know, hey, how do I get this invention patent? How do I get money? Should I go into business with my mother-in-law? No, because I don't like her, or something. And how to structure your business so that you can grow and you can make money and be successful. And whatever we can do to help you is important to us because the small businesses, they employ more people than the big corporations. And so the success is really important to our entire economy. So my role here is to tell you more about SCORE. I have some flyers that I've made up, and we'll be holding mentoring sessions. The AACC has been nice enough to give us some space to meet one-on-one with anyone who registers. If you have a business problem or you have a success story you want to share and get some feedback, then you can meet with me or one of my colleagues at the sessions that we've set up, and we can help you move along. So hopefully you take advantage of it. Again, my name is Kathy Neely. My business is Spin Doctor Laundromat, but get information about SCORE at the table.
Just to give you an idea, we're still a little quiet in here. I think as the church said, you folks are praying quietly. Lord bless us with a successful business. But it's all good. We have businesses that range from maybe a small business, $50,000, $100,000 to African-American business owners that are managing about $12 billion in assets, African-American business with over 600 employees. I'm talking about African-American businesses, engineering firms with 150 to 200 engineers, or banks, major corporations, Johnson & Johnson, Bristol-Myers Squibb, Wegmans, Sam's Club, Walmart. We play with anybody that's in business, that's serious about business. So if there's any misconceptions about if I become a member of the African American Chamber of Commerce, my business might not be a fit, I don't know if I'm going to get anything with my money, and let me tell you something, you get what you put in. If you're serious about being successful in business and you want to foster the right relationships and connect with folks that could give you a chance to vie for opportunities, there's no better organization than the African American Chamber of Commerce, and I will say that with any other chamber in this state. I've been doing this about 20 years, and there has not been too many stories that I have not heard. And I know when people are faking business, and I know when people are serious about business. So it's either business or business. And we have a lot of people still in business, and they're talking about business. And today, we are really trying to position you to do business because there are some tremendous opportunities that are occurring in the state of New Jersey. And the African American community, unfortunately, are leaving a lot of money on the table because of some misconceptions about whatever. And I'm here to help you check all that foolishness and let's try to get this money. So with that said, UCEDC, give me a hand. Can you all hear in the back? Can you hear? All right. Come closer to the altar if you can.
John, thank you for the introduction. I appreciate it. I'm Andy Gaffney. I'm with the UCEDC. It stands for United Counties Economic Development Corporation. We're a private nonprofit that handles all 21 counties of New Jersey. The main thing that we do, or especially what I do, is we do lending. When banks say no, we try to get you to that yes. Our organization started back in the 70s, has grown since then, and we have 3 different loan programs that we can provide that for any type of business, whether you're 2 years in business, 5 years in business, 0 days in business, maybe you just have a plan. And those programs are microloans, which go from $500 up to $50,000. Then there's the SBA 7A Community Advantage that goes from $50,000 to $150,000. And then there's the SBA 504 program, which allows your business to buy commercial real estate with only 10% down. So to understand the microloan program a little bit, as I said, you can use that for startups, you can use that for businesses that have been around for a little while. We're going to take a look at your business, and we're going to try to infuse that cash for you to help you grow. Some examples of how a microloan came into play to help out a small business. We had a fella, he came out of college at a university. He had $200,000 in student loan debt, and he wanted to be a chiropractor. He just got out of school. The bank said, you got a lot of loan debt, you're brand new, we're not going to touch you. So he came to us. His parents were able to co-sign for him, so there was a secondary source of income there. And we were able to give him a $35,000 loan to help get his practice started. Now, he's got clients, he's making money, and knock on wood, if I can find something, he's paying the loan back. So we like that. Another example of a microloan, we had a fellow who had been in business for a while. He was into kind of like horticulture type stuff. He would put up, if you ever went to the mall, you see the Christmas trees put up and all those things. Well, he did that. There was somebody else retiring from their business who did the same thing, was a competitor. So we had the opportunity to buy them out. But at the time, his cash flow was a little bit too tight. The bank said, no, we just can't, we like you, but we just can't take that risk on you right now. So he came to us, we took a look at it, we used projections, not what money he was making now, but what money would he make together with both companies, and we were able to fund that project for him. We were able to, help him buy that other business, and now he's merged the 2 companies, and with that, he actually added 2 employees, so actually created a few jobs in the process. The other loan I mentioned is called the SBA 7A Community Advantage. The SBA 7A loan has been around for a long time. This is where the SBA gives a lender a guarantee so that if the loan goes bad, the lender is made whole a little bit, right? They'll repay some of those funds on the loan that goes bad. And that helps to mitigate some collateral issues. The 7A program around for a long time. Banks like to use it. When the economy went bad, the SBA, the federal government, raised the limit on the amount of dollar amount of loans that banks could do. And the SBA soon found out that it cost the banks a lot of money, or the same amount of money, to do a $5 million loan as it did to do a $100,000 loan. So the banks stopped doing the small ones. They recognized that need, so they created this Community Advantage program. You can borrow up to $250,000. You can use that for purchase of real estate, inventory, working capital, hire new people, whatever you need. So some examples of how the 7A came into play. We had an IT company in Jersey City. They're doing really, really well. They're growing, they're expanding. They got some big contracts with some big companies that require a lot of manpower. And manpower has the need for payroll. So he went to his bank and said, look, I need a line of credit because I got these contracts. I promise you I'm going to make a lot of money, so I need to borrow some money so I can make this money. And the bank told him, a little too much risk. We can't do it. So he came to us. We took a look at the situation. We looked at these contracts, how much money he was going to make, and so we were able to lend him $250,000. He expanded his business. He hired 7 new people. We actually had projected his sales for this year to be at $2.5 million. Things went so well, he was able to hire employees. He actually, I talked to him yesterday, he's going to hit $4.5 million this year. So we were really able to help him out. Another situation where we used the 7A was, guy's been in business for a little while. He bought a building so he could house his business, but didn't have enough equity, enough cash to finish the renovations. The bank was a little bit nervous. us. We took a look at it. We decided that, this is certainly somebody who has the capacity to repay us. So we're able to give him that loan so we can renovate his building. And now, not only does he operate his office out of there, but he rents out some other spaces that has some additional income. The third loan I mentioned was the 504 loan. That's for commercial real estate. If your business is going to occupy at least 51% of the building, you can buy something with as little as 10% down, and then you can get a fixed rate for 20 years. So a situation where this worked out, person over in Kearney, he's got a business, been there for a while, he's paying rent. Building came up for sale. The building is actually going to cost him monthly to buy it through the loan less than what he's paying in rent. The problem was the bank wanted 30% down. So we came in and we said we can help you out. So the 504 program is a negotiation. You put down 10%, we'll finance 40%, and then we get the bank to finance the other 50%. And the bank now likes that because they have a 50% loan to value, right? So if the building's worth $400,000, they're only lending $200,000. So if the deal goes bad, they can sell that building and get their money back. Now they feel comfortable. We're able to allow you to only put 10% down, so now all that extra cash, that cash, you can use as cash flow for your business. Let people know, use it for marketing. Hey, I moved to a new territory, I moved to a new building, a new address. So a lot of people ask me, they come to me and they say, well, how do I get these loans, right? I hear that there's loans out there, but I try to talk to a lender and I can't get a loan. What do I have to do? So we want to be able to help coach you and get you to a situation where you can turn that no into a yes. So there's 3 C's that you want to follow. That's going to be capacity, credit, and collateral. So the first thing everybody's going to look at is your credit history, right? So all of our programs do not require a minimum credit score. We're going to take a look at things in the past, right? Do you pay on time or you don't pay on time? A situation where things went bad. There was a couple, they had hit some hard times, business didn't go well, and they had to claim bankruptcy about 10 years ago. Well, that was 10 years ago. Time heals all wounds. All right, let's move on. Let's continue to look. Well, then after they claimed bankruptcy, they bought a car. It was a 36-month loan, a 3-year loan. And out of 36 loan payments, 35 of them were late. So what does that say to me? That says you didn't learn your lesson. Now, I know people make mistakes. You didn't learn your lesson. And if you're not going to pay your car note on time, you're probably not going to pay me on time either. So no, I can't do the loan for you. So you want to go and you want to pull your credit report. You get them from all 3 agencies, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. They have to give it to you. Well, there we got some volume. So they have to give it to you, right? It's required by law. When you pull those credit reports, don't look at the score. Look at your payment history. Do I pay on time or I don't pay on time? And after I look at each one of these loans or these credit cards that I've had, how did I use that money? Would you loan money to yourself? You have to ask yourself that question. So that's the first thing you want to look at. You want to look at your credit. The next thing that we're going to look at is capacity. Can your business repay this loan, right? So if you have an existing business, we're going to look at your past tax returns, and we're going to figure out a formula. It's called the debt service coverage ratio. We're going to take all the money you make, and then we're going to divide that by how much your loan payments are now, plus our loan payment. A bank wants you to get to a ratio of 1.2 or more. We only need a ratio of 1.1. So for every $1 of debt that you have in loan payment per year, you need to make $1.10. So that'll tell you, do I make enough cash flow to repay this loan? And it's not that the lender wants to say no, but we don't want to put you in a situation where your cash flow is now too tight. Because if I give you a loan and you can't afford to repay it, I'm going to put you out of business. So that's why we look at that. And then the third piece that we're going to look at is collateral, right? So we look to see, okay, do you have credit history where you pay on time? Yes. Do you make enough money to pay the loan back? Yes. If something goes wrong, and things go wrong, and the business folds up, how will I recover my funds? Do you have a secondary source of payment? Maybe you have a spouse with income, or maybe you have collateral. I own a house, I have some equity in it. I own a car, I don't have a loan. I don't have a loan on it. My car's worth $15,000. So that if I give you a $15,000 loan and things go bad, you we can sell your car and get the money back. So we're going to look at collateral. So those are the three things that you really, really want to look into. A couple of other things that could be real deal killers in a situation, especially when you're going for an SBA loan, including loans for banks, but especially with an SBA loan. If you've ever defaulted on government debt. You might say, well, I've never had an SBA loan before, so that's fine. But that's not all government debt. A lot of us got FHA mortgages. Remember when housing was going up and you couldn't go wrong, right? I was one of those. I bought in March 2006. I think I bought my place for $225,000. It's 11 years later. It's probably worth $140,000, maybe $130,000. Luckily for me, I didn't default on that loan, but a lot of people did. They couldn't afford the payment. So if you defaulted on an FHA loan, that's a government loan, the government's not going to lend you money again, and we'll have to find an alternative source for you. Another thing is student debt. If you know a lot of young people out there, they're getting these loans for school, and they're big dollar amounts. And when you get out of college, everybody's finding out it doesn't guarantee that you get a job. So a lot of people have these heavy-duty student loans. It's important to make the payments on those loans. Sometimes they're late, we get that, right? You didn't get a job right away. But it's important not to default because that's a government loan. So if you defaulted on that government loan, the government is not going to relent to you, right? So those are what I would call the deal killers, especially in regards to SBA. In closing, I don't want to sound too down and say it's too hard to get a loan, but it's certainly feasible, right? We've done some crazy things that I just want to mention. There was a gentleman, he went to school to learn alternative medicine, right? In New Jersey, they do not license alternative medicine. The guy's doing acupuncture and your overall wellness. They don't license it. He came to us, he needed a $15,000 loan, he needed a down payment for his rent and some equipment. We gave him that loan. It's 12 years later. The guy's still in business. He was actually the story of the guy who bought the property. So we relent to him again. So he did very well. We had another person. They had this idea. They had this product where, and I really don't even understand it myself, but basically there's some kind of bacteria that he puts on garbage and it creates energy. Right? So he went to the bank and he says, look, I want to grow this bacteria, I'm going to put it on garbage, I'm going to make energy, and I'm going to sell the energy, and I'm going to help the environment. And they looked at him like he had three heads, right? So he came to us, and we took a look at it, and there was cash flow there was credit there was collateral there, so we said, you know what? Yes, we'll give you that loan. So we're able to take that no and turn it into a yes. So I want you to know, if you have a business, put the time in. If you haven't started it yet, please see our friends over at SCORE. That's a free service paid for by the SBA. Get your business plan together. You can take the lead. Come see us. We'll send you in the right direction. And even if for some reason we do have to say no, I'm going to spend the time with you so that you understand what you need to do to get to that yes, or where we can go to find that.
Thank you. All right. Jill Johnson. Are you guys getting something out of this conversation tonight? Okay. So I'm glad that you're here. And the more you come, the more we'll do. Give Ms. Johnson a hand as she comes. She came all the way from Europe just for you all.
Hi, good evening. How's everyone doing? Doing well? All right, awesome. So I'd like to know who's in the room, because everyone here, I think, was invited to talk about having a business, doing well in business, etc. How many of you all actually have a business that's up and running? Okay. How many people have an idea that they would like to get up and running and turn into a business? Okay. How many people have a business plan? A few more hands. All right. And how many people are actually looking for capital for their business? Okay, a couple. All right, good. So I'm really excited to be here. I've actually known John since a long time. My parents started in Plainfield, where I grew up, and then they moved it to Newark. And they had a successful business by many accounts. They employed, 10, 12 people at any given time. They were kind of hovering around $1 million in revenue. But after 20 years of the grind of doing a weekly newspaper, when they decided they no longer wanted to do that, they didn't have an exit for their business. They shut their business down. They hadn't thought about that. And so that was, my father and I started the organization that I run now together called the Institute for Entrepreneurial Leadership. So it started based on that experience and me taking a look at that and wondering, well, why didn't they plan a little bit more and think about that? And in my experience, when I graduated from college, I did the financial analyst program at Goldman Sachs and worked in mergers and acquisitions, and I saw a lot of people who don't look like most of the people that I see here in this room, who made a lot of money from starting businesses and selling those businesses and extracting the value. And I said, people can do this over here, but over here, we're not doing that. And why is that? And what I came to really understand is that a lot of people just don't know. They don't know, there we go. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to take their business to scale. So it's one thing to even to have an idea and to get that business up and running. It's another thing to make that business profitable. I think it's about half of the businesses go out of business within the first 4 years. So just making it to that point and then being profitable in business and then taking it to scale and then extracting value is very slim in our community. And so my goal in starting the organization with my father was to try to help more business owners get started in a way to understand the fundamentals and to understand what it takes to start and grow a business that can not only be profitable, but also can grow to scale and then can extract the value. So even if that value is only $10,000, who still wouldn't like to exit their business and walk away with $10,000 or $50,000, $100,000, or maybe more? And it requires knowledge and someone to say, to help you to see how it can be done, to get connected to the right resources. So much is just about networks. A lot of times we focus on capital, not having access to capital. And access to capital is a real challenge, as UC EDC just talked about. However, not having access to capital is often a symptom of not having the proper knowledge and not having the proper networks. And so our organization, the Institute for Entrepreneurial Leadership, or IFL as it's called, for 15 years has been helping businesses to figure out how to get the tools that are necessary to be successful in business. So the program that we are working on launching here in Trenton is our Workshop on Business Opportunities program. It's a 16-week workshop to help those of you who have that idea that's in your head to actualize that. Week by week for 16 weeks, you're going to be working on your business, taking it from do you have a market? What is your market? Just because you like to do something doesn't mean that anyone wants to buy it, right? It's not about you. It's about the customer and what they need. So we help you go from that to actually understanding how to find those customers, how to sell to those customers, and then the economics of the business. So many people have a great idea, or so they think. Sounds like they have a good plan, but they never take the time to understand the economics of the business. And that's where so many businesses fail and get into trouble because they don't really understand the numbers. We all like doing the marketing, we all like doing the fun stuff, but when it comes to numbers, I'm not so good with numbers. I just leave that to my bookkeeper, I leave that to my accountant, my husband, my wife, someone else is handling that. So we teach you the economics of the business. And then we hope you to understand the operational aspects. So the 16-week workshop, some of you might be thinking, oh my goodness, 16 weeks, it's such a long time. Well, let me tell you, 16 weeks of learning what it takes to start and to be successful is nothing compared to the years and years of not being successful and being in debt and your business not working. that's a much longer road. So we really advise you to learn what it takes, do it right, and some of you may figure out what I thought was a good idea isn't going to work as a business, and that's okay. It's better to do that than to get a business started, just jump right out there, and it doesn't work, and you're one of those people who goes out of business in the first year. So beyond the folks that we help with the 60-week workshop, we also do one-on-one mentoring support. We have a business plan competition. The grand prize is $10,000. And can any of you use $10,000 for your business? Anybody? I don't know, maybe they have what they need. We accept people who are starting businesses as well as existing businesses. The deadline to enter is the 21st of this month, so you still have time. We have tools on our website to help you put your business plan together. Now, you all might be focusing on the prize of $10,000, but what we're really focused on is helping you to get more capital ready, to put that business plan together so that you can go to UC EDC and you're prepared to gain access to capital, that you can go and talk to folks at SCORE and you're ready to actually use them as a resource because you're ready to implement a plan. Let's see, what else do we have? There's also a food expo, so those of you who have a food product or you have a restaurant. The Food Expo also has a prize associated with it, and our goal there is to expose you to other resources that can help you even scale your food business. So, in general, I'll close by saying that our focus is in helping to connect you with the knowledge networks and capital that you need to be successful as a small business owner. Our support is very hands-on. We say that we are thinking about your business when you're not even around. We're thinking about how we can connect you, where there may be an opportunity to help you get your business to the next level. So I am excited to be here. I thank John and his team for making this opportunity possible, and applaud his organization and the chamber for doing these things to give people access to opportunity. So thank you so much, and we're right back there. Would love to talk to you all and hope to see you on the other side of success. Thanks.
I don't know if Jill mentioned this, but this is probably our third attempt to get a class going here in Trenton. We're going to hold the classes right at our office, 79 West State. And Jill, we're looking for 10, 15 businesses as a cohort. And I love this town, I live here, but this is the most difficult city.
Tell it, John. Don't be shy, tell it.
We hold all over the state, and they treat me and it's like we're rock stars. And then I come home and get stones, get bricks. But I'm not giving up on Trent. So we've imported the resources and partners to really help you all get where you want to go. And I'm genuinely committed to your success. But I only can work as effectively as you're engaged. If you're not engaged, then I can dance by myself, but I would prefer to dance with someone. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, Nubian News. Now, let me just say this about the Nubian News. We know the type of media information that we're getting in the community right now. Wouldn't it be great to really engage and listen to or read the quality correspondence that's coming from our own focus? But we have to support them in order to sustain the enterprise. So that's it. This is Dow Brooks.
First African American governor, New Jersey, John Harmon. I can't do it now. But thanks. Thank you for the opportunity. that you've given the Nubian News, and you've done a great job in the past 20 years. You know, one of the things about the Nubian News, you know, it started back in 1989. And from 1989 to 2005, and we've had parades, all through the Nubian News parades, they had forums, they had different things because it came from Nubian News, validated the Black perspective. It is so important that the Nubian News is a paper that is going to talk about our issues. You know, we have two newspapers in Trenton. I'm not going to say the names, but the Nubian News is so important because we're weekly, about every 2 weeks we come out. We're the only Black newspaper that comes out every 2 weeks in New Jersey. And that's so important. And, you know, we're planning a lot of different events coming up on this. Talk about the Martin Luther King Week we're planning. We're going to have town hall symposiums. We're going to have different events. But we need your support. And we're here to support you because we know that, you know, some advertising, there's some issues that the mainstream media won't talk about. You can go to them, the businesses, you know, you have some of the great prices. And it's an awesome thing to have a home Black newspaper. And, you know, we're going to talk about, you know, we're going to do another parade, do a number of different events. And if you're planning on running for office, John Harmon, governor of New Jersey, in 4 or 8 years, but, you know, it's time. It's been time. But I want to introduce the man that started it all. He has the same last name as Sean. That's your brother. Kamal Kujichagulia of the Nubian News. He is the chairman of the board. Stand up around, come on up here. And he's an author that really doing talk shows, Facebook Live shows, TNN, hip hop and politics. So it's going to be exciting with the Nubian News, Facebook Live. This is Kamal Kujichagulia.
Thank you, Darryl. I want to say thank you to John and to the African American Chamber of Commerce. What they're doing here in the city and in the state is so critical because economics is the engine. It is the engine that drives us. Communication is what we do. Communication is what binds us together. You know, if you can't talk to each other, you can't do anything. If the mind doesn't connect with the feet, you don't walk. If the mind doesn't connect with the heart, you die. And we've been without communication. So there are 2 million Black people in the state of New Jersey. 2 million. This is the second newspaper, Black newspaper in the state of New Jersey. Imagine it, second weekly Black newspaper in the state of New Jersey. Okay? It is so critical that we are able to talk to each other, to discuss our problems. Only we are the ones who are going to solve our problems. We've tried other people solving them, they haven't done it. We have got to do it. One us. But we can't do it if we can't talk to each other. That's why we do the news. We have to talk to each other. We have to be critical. Okay? It's critical as a communication avenue. It's also critical as a business avenue. Like Joe Johnson was just saying. You've got to, if you want to be in business, you've got to learn. You know, we did this, we stopped publishing in 2005 and came back last year. And it's so different. Everything is totally different. What we did back then is going. So I have to learn, as old as I am, I have to learn to do everything over again, all new stuff. And that's what all of you have to do. I mean, there's so much information, so much education, so much knowledge that you need to run a business nowadays because people are serious. They're dead serious about running a business. And you can't just be, you know, doing this and there and that. Well, no, you've got to have stuff lined up and know exactly what you're going to do. Okay? We want to be a vehicle to spread your business to everybody in this city, the city of Trenton. So I see Jonathan, I'll stop because I'll go on for a long time. Are you okay? Okay. Okay. Very good. This is our 4th edition to the Nubian News. It's been fun coming back to the city, but I have been doing that for the last 10 years, and it's good to get back out. There are a lot of incredible things going on in the city of Trenton. Trenton is amazing place. And you never hear about the good things that go on in Trenton. But if you get out there and see, look at this, look at this, look at Reverend Brown Griffin. I remember coming into this place a few years ago, and this place was a dump. What they've done in here is amazing. Okay? There are so many positive things and people in the city church. I mean, it's lined up on this wall over here. These brothers and sisters lined up over here. Come on. And you go downtown during Saturday and Sunday in the afternoon, it is such a quaint, comfortable place. And that's what we're here to tell everybody that that's what Trenton, and that's what the people will make up Trenton. That's what Trenton is all about. And this, these stories, our stories, have got to be put out there. We got to be able to see and to validate what we do. That's what we want to do. What we do, like I said, we need help. We need your ad. Okay? But we don't just want to give you, want you to give us your money. We're going to give you 85,000 people knowing about what you do for that money. Okay? We're starting a newspaper. We're starting an online TV show. We're going to have a radio show. We have the internet. So, I mean, in many ways that we're going to get your message and our message out there. Okay? So, I mean, we always look for right. Good right. That's what we're doing everything. You know? It's been a challenge. It's been a real challenge. It's a happy challenge. But what I thought when we opened up, the biggest thing would be getting capital, and we got that. Then maybe writers and publishing the newspaper and setting up the business. But you know what has been the most challenging thing so far? Is getting the people out there. We want to go to every home and every business in the city of Trenton and give you a newspaper for free. It's been very, very challenging. Very. We hire people to do that. Somebody's house. So we're trying to figure out ways to make sure that everybody here gets a news every week.
The microphone from that brother. All right. Are you ready for some football? Come on, let's get this. Woo! That's right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harmon. Thank you all for having us here. We are Jersey Flight. We are a football team, professional team that's coming to Trenton, that will be playing in Trenton in late March, early April. And we're here to bring some exciting entertainment and family fun to Trenton. We're here to let you guys know that we're open to all of you. We're open to all business. We're open to you, the community. We plan to be thoroughly immersed in the activities of Trenton. You guys should be excited that where Trenton is going. Trenton is moving, and it's moving in a very positive way. And we are happy and very passionate about being a part of it. We are infusing ourselves in all the ongoings of Trenton, and we plan to use our platform as broad as possible to make sure that you are well entertained and you receive all the benefits that we can be a part of. Again, I say that we are starting in March, late March, early April. We have a trifold in the back that speaks about the owners. Myself and I partner with a young lady who is the first female to ever be involved in arena football. Also extraordinarily copyright in Plainfield history, the city of Plainfield. So we're doing some things. We're not stopping. We plan to bring you guys a very passionate and brand football, passionate and exciting brand football. We like to create a family atmosphere. Everything is more affordable. Tickets are affordable. We're packaging and we're making things that are based on the community. We also are tagging in and we're including programs that we would like to take out to corporate business so that they invest in our community. We're promoting a Tickets for the Day program, is what we call it, and it's basically to inspire corporate businesses and big businesses, period, that if they want to, if they don't want to particularly attend games, that they can donate to our Jersey Black community, our nonprofit organization, and we will in turn go out into the community and bring kids to games. So that's something that we're very passionate about, and that we plan to do. Most things, some of you who may have been to events at the arena in the past may feel that this brand of entertainment hasn't had any longevity. And I'm here to promise you that we're here to stay. We're going to entreat ourselves here. We're going to make it happen. And
Woo!
we need to support. We need to get involved.
You don't know how to celebrate nothing.
Jersey Flight for all these businesses that you see here, and throughout the city, because we all will be working together and to support each other. The good thing about something like football is that sponsorship and coming together through business opportunities is something that can be extended. Has a lot of tentacles. So I can be a conduit to all of these businesses, and it can help the whole community. Again, thank you for your time, and we're here.
All right. Sam Davis. Now I'm going to bring up some of the restaurants. And we have a lot of food here, a lot of good food. Right? Is it good food?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of good water, right? I don't want to carry any of this stuff back out of here. That's my point. We brought it in, and I want you to carry it out. So, our first restaurant. Before the restaurant comes up, Chairman got to remind me, I host a weekly radio show, 9:20 a.m. and 9:20 the Jersey.com for our members. It's an opportunity to go on and promote your business, product, and service. Platform to just have a conversation.
We at the Lighthouse, kicking it with the Chamber of Commerce. We're Chamber of Commerce. Don't support black business now.
That's right.
Five black. Keep the money community. Jews 5 times. Chinese 5 times. Black folk 30 seconds. Got change that.
Tell them what they need. They don't even know. Tell them.
Yeah, gotta make sure you keep the money circulating in the
You
community.
can go
That
online
way
and
it
you
empowers
get
our
back
community.
home or in your office.
Because
And
they
you
support
can
black businesses. They
pick
can
up the
support
podcast
organizations,
and
the
you can select
institutions
some
of
of the
the
shows
community.
in here. Get a
Keep the
sense
money
of
in
what
the
the show is
community.
all about. But that's another different benefit.
That's right. At least 5 times.
At least
Not
5
30
We're the only
seconds.
Let's
chamber
spend money
in Jersey
somewhere else. We
that
should
has
simply
a
5 times. Don't want to the
So,
mall. Find a
9,
business
10,
that's
11, Smokehouse Barbecue.
do that.
That's right.
We at the Lighthouse. We
You better come and get some of this good food too.
come down here.
It's on 8:30.
Easy, Smokehouse, all them.
Yeah,
Come
Studio
get-
B,
Come
yeah.
get this good food.
These are all our
It's a good
businesses that
knowledge.
we have to support.
Thank you, John. I'm here with my brother Reggie, and I'll think he's in the back. We have started 1911 Smokehouse Barbecue a little over
probably about a little over 2 years ago, October 2015. We are a community restaurant that believes in supporting the community. 90% of our employees are from the area, and we support the people that support us. We're primarily a barbecue restaurant, but we Chef Reggie is a chef. They can do what is necessary. So if you're tired of eating cold cuts at lunch, at work, grab one of the menus in the back. We can bring you barbecue and make your lunch really nice. We can let you do whatever you need to do.
They got you.
We have barbecue, we have a full service bar, we have outside patio, breaking ground on an expansion in the next 2 months. We'll be doubling our seating capacity because currently there is So we are here to support the community. We do support a couple baseball teams, a couple basketball teams. So we are here to support the community. So thank you very much. Oh yeah, we're a fun place. So we celebrate every day.
But y'all know I don't eat beef, so y'all better come down here and get some. There's plenty of it. Alright. There's more food.
Summertime, we have block parties. So those that are around the area, every first Friday, we do a block party in partnership with the African American Ancestry Network. Let's see. We do so much, it's a lot to really talk about. But the main thing I want you guys to know is come on down, come see us. If you got any catering needs, we are available. We have mobile grills, we have mobile bars. So we are full service. Thank you.
Studio B. All right, yeah.
Woo!
Good evening, everybody. Well, my name is Bert Dumas. I am the owner of Studio B Bakery and Bistro, 439 South Broad. We occupy the old conduit, or for those a little bit older, Scotty's or Ray's.
Oh,
yeah. It has been close to a year, maybe a year on January 2nd, that we've opened our doors to Trenton. I've only been in Trenton a little over 3 years, close to 4 years. So, learning Trenton has been very interesting. It is an interesting place. I'm originally from New Orleans, but have traveled many places in the United States. So, we figured we bring New Orleans to Trenton. You can get authentic New Orleans food, jambalaya, gumbo, beignets. We do bespoke cakes, so whatever celebratory event you have, whether it's an anniversary, a birthday, baby shower, we do those as well. We also offer, Asia, and what we said, we do a lot. It's kind of hard to say what all we do, but one of the important things to me and most of the people that work at Studio B is, we try to partner with local businesses, try to partner with local things, and do everything local. So we try to resource local. Any resource or thing that we need to get fixed, we try to do it, in Trenton, or use a Trenton business. If we need to buy something, we try to use a Trenton business. Currently, we're partnering with Tea for All, which is another local business. They do custom teas from all over the world. So there's no Bigelow in our house. There's Tea for All. So, everything is pre-packaged by the young lady, Debbie Robb. We also have partnered with Carrie's Gourmet, who serves the collard green spring rolls. So you can get them, at Studio B. And then every month we host a comedy show with Nina and Landy. Laugh Out Loud. Actually, out. You guys got any questions for us? You know, we don't ever hesitate to answer them. We have plenty of cupcakes over there, chocolate with cream cheese icing, so please, I'm like Mr. John, I don't want to take any of that home. So please, enjoy it, eat it, that's what it's there for. And thank you again for having us. And again, thanks.
I tell you, I'm getting hungrier and hungrier.
I'm ready to eat.
Okay, Health is Wealth is back, so we're gonna call it the Big Easy. Health is Wealth is after the Big Easy, and then we'll be closing it out. You enjoy yourselves?
Yes.
I'm so glad you're here. It's really neat. Food, network, we're gonna make some money.
That's right. That's right. Woo! Hello.
South Warren Street, right across the street from Maxine, where we was at a few years ago. Got another spot over there, small spot. Come sit down, jazz playing, everybody still going back to work if you don't want to.
All right.
Appreciate y'all having us down here. We didn't prepare for this.
That's all right. You're doing good. You're doing good. All right.
He said you don't have to say much as long as those groceries are right.
Yeah.
Okay. Health is Wealth. Yeah, man. Y'all ready? Yes, sir. All right.
Good night, everyone.
All right.
Go to sleep.
First of all, I'd like to give my brothers and sisters, everyone that is here, should give themselves a round of applause.
Yeah.
As you know, Trenton is a small community, and it's amazing that we opened up a vegan, vegetarian restaurant in Trenton, and it's just, I don't know how to put the words together, but I never knew it was so much conscious, health conscious people living in the city.
Wow.
And it's amazing to know that what we have done, where we are coming from with it, it suffices so many of you guys.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support. We thank you guys for giving us a chance, for being here, you know, because really it's not an easy road. But I thank you guys for giving us an opportunity to even speak on behalf of any other small business that is out there that is trying to and feel like they have doubts. Never give up on your hope. Never ever give up on your hope. It's always an open door for you once you keep on trying. And we are located at 242 East State Street. Everybody probably know where we at right now, because as far as I've heard, the world is circling around. So we got a lot of nice stuff down there, health-wise, vegan-wise, and I think you guys should stop in sometime and patronize the small business. Thank you guys very much, and you'll have a good night. Enjoy the food, guys.
All right, so we have both chairmen here now. Chairman of our foundation, chairman of the chamber, they're both here. I'm going to just say a few more things, and then I'll let these two gentlemen conclude the remarks, but we still have time to network, still have time to eat this food, drink this water. drink the juice, whatever, but I'm not carrying this stuff back to the office, I'm telling you that right now. I'm just delighted to have each and every one of you have come out tonight. And it's my hope that this is more than just a conversation, that you will take advantage of the resources that are here and the potential relationships that can be fostered to help contribute to the success of your business. You know, you're not going to get wealthy working 8 to 4, 9 to 5. The true wealth is really found in running your own business enterprise. And there are so many business opportunities. The African American community has the largest, probably the largest consumer spend in the world. So we're making a lot of people rich. So we need to try to redirect some of those resources to support our own businesses so we can elevate their lifestyle. And that's what it's all about. We're at 379 West State Street. Our website is aaccnj.com. There's plenty of information on the back table. We ask you to take a look at the information. If you have any questions, just give us a call. We're here to serve you. But if you're not serious about being successful in business, no disrespect, you know, call us when you're ready. Because if you're not serious, you know, you're taking time from other folks who are really serious. Mr. Chairman, Hosea Johnson.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, brother. It's so good to see all of you here this evening, and certainly your presence indicates that you share the values that we have in terms of trying to improve our community. And I think it's critical and important that we listen to the kinds of things that we've heard tonight and to put those to use the best we can. I think it was mentioned earlier by John in our community, the African American community, and Nielsen has indicated this. Our community generates over $4 trillion a year. That's a lot of money. That's bigger than the gross national product of almost every nation in the world, except for the 7 biggest countries. That's a lot of money. But unfortunately, a lot of that money comes in our community, and within 24 hours, it's out of our community. Whereas some of our other brothers and sisters, like the Asian community, that money might turn over 20 times. So the important thing is that we build our businesses, we support our businesses, and we learn how to keep that money in our community. We talk about unemployment in our community. We can fix that issue by supporting our businesses. So thank you so much for coming out. Once again, I want to give a round of applause to not only President John Harmon, but also all of the staff. These people work hard.
Yes, thank you.
Let's do what we can to not only support each other, but more importantly, support this chamber as we support you. God bless you. Have a good evening. I'd like to bring Marcus Dyer to the podium. All right, so I guess I'm closing this out, and I want to echo what things we've heard here tonight. I do apologize, I'm running late. I had some things I had to take care of at the office, but it is such a blessing. It's so great to see all of you out here tonight. You come on out, you know, on your Wednesday evening. You can't be doing other things, but you came out here to support African American businesses. I personally dine at Studio B. It's a phenomenal restaurant. Okay, so I try to send as many folks to Studio B as I possibly can. I'm going to be visiting you other entrepreneurs, and we visit your restaurants as well, and checking you out. So, because it's so important, and as Jose was saying, as the chairman was saying, we have to understand we have over 1.4 trillion in purchasing power, but it's not just your purchasing power; it's what you do with it. I mean, if you look at our productivity in terms of like businesses, we're probably south of, I don't know, maybe 200 billion. And that disparity between our productivity and our spending and our purchasing power is a problem. If we can solve it, we solve that. As they were saying, we solve employment issues, and we can solve a whole lot of the problems that we have if we have more wealth, which leads to more independence, and we all want independence and freedom. Amen? All right. So I do want to, again, thank you for coming out. And Let's network, socialize, get to know each other a little bit better. There's still some food around. I think I'm going to try some food. So I have nothing else, and enjoy your evening.
Thank
you. So your girl can really go around and try out some of this food because there's plenty of food. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you are an entrepreneur, you're thinking about getting your business started, check out some of the organizations. Contact the African American Chamber of Commerce. They're in Trenton on West State Street. Check out SCORE. Anything that'll help you get your business started. Go visit one of the restaurants. If you forget who to get in contact with, they can help you. Just do something for your business. Brand your business. Get your business registered. Whatever you got to do. It's your girl, Yolanda L. Robinson, coming to you live at the Business Networking event presented by the African American Chamber of Commerce in Mercer County. All right? And y'all better come on and get some of this food. Thank you, Pastor.
You're welcome, Mary.
All right. Miss Jackie. Yes. Let me come over here real quick. Y'all see this beautiful lady right here?
Hello, Facebook.
Hi. You do a wonderful job keeping us all engaged. You know what I mean? So we thank you for all that you do. You just do an awesome job. You're such a lady. Isn't she? Look. She's such a lady.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for being here and count on you.
Yes, thank you. All right, y'all. This your girl Yolanda L. Robinson. Let me get some of this food. Look at it, y'all. Healthy food. All right. Love y'all. Peace.